Hello. Happy Tuesday. I am here today on popular request to show my face while I talk about the topics that I'm going to talk about. The topics that I want to cover. The help that I want to provide with the shit that I talk about, which is great. I'm happy about that. The requester is going to be happy about that. I don't know if I'm going to continue to do this because, I'm not here. When I record these podcasts, I'm not here to look like a she goddess. You know what I mean? I'm here to come at you barefaced with no makeup whatsoever. I don't even think I have sunscreen on. I haven't been outside yet. It's besides the point. But, it has been a very enlightening experience starting a podcast. It has been a very fun experience starting a podcast, being able to talk to people, being able to share, advice with people based on my experiences. And a lot of my experiences, a lot of people would say that they're not the best. But they're not the worst either because, you know what, they have enabled me to learn more about myself. And I've talked about this a lot with a lot of people, all right? Don't be hard on yourself when you experience some fucked up shit, all right? Sometimes you experience some fucked up shit for a reason. And, I know that there's a lot of people that, are probably going to, come for me when I say this because they're just like, oh, you're saying that I deserved this bad. No. I'm not saying, when I say that sometimes things happen to you for a reason, I'm not saying that you are in any way deserving of bad things to happen to you, okay? Bad things happen to people all the time. I'm not saying that it's some karmic punishment that you're receiving or anything like that. Sometimes it is. Sometimes, I am of the belief that we experience karma, good and bad, for all the things that we do. Good and bad. We experience karma. And that's just my spiritualness talking. I don't know if you guys believe in karma. Sometimes you like to become karma for other people. And, that's your choice. But realize that, again, with doing that, there's more karma that could be had, bad and good. So today, I really want to talk about forgiving yourself. And that is tough. That's tough. Being in a state where you're just like, you know what? I forgive you. And you being yourself, right? I forgive you for the decisions that you made that may have hurt other people. I forgive you for the things that felt out of my control. I forgive me for the decisions that I made that I thought were good decisions, and I realized that they weren't good decisions. Everything, ladies and gentlemen, is a learning experience. It's not meant to be inherently judged for the rest of your life. It's not something that you need to continuously judge yourself for. And I see it time and time again with people. They feel like they need to make themselves suffer. They need to continue the punishment. And it's not a good way to live. It's not conducive for growth. It is not healthy. Because, you're not when you do that, when you put yourself in those positions, you're not in a state that is going to allow you to accept responsibility and move forward. Okay, it kind of works against you when you punish yourself, when you stay in a state of, I feel like I need to suffer. I need to continue suffering. And I've been in a lot of situations personally where I felt like I needed to suffer, like I needed to not get help, like I didn't deserve to get help, that I didn't deserve to feel any of the things because I made a mistake, or I felt like I made a mistake. And it's just, you have to realize that there is a difference between taking responsibility and beating a dead horse. You take responsibility. It's like when you say sorry. People oftentimes don't realize what sorry means. When you apologize for something, typically, it means you have no intention of doing it again. You made a mistake and I will not do it again. So when you're in a state of taking responsibility, like you hurt somebody, you abused somebody's trust, you betrayed somebody, and you are now in a state where you feel able to take responsibility. You step back, right? Sometimes it's not the time to get closure from that person that you hurt. So take this with a grain of salt. You have to read the room. Read the room with what seems like it's the time versus not the time. You look at the person, either in your mind or in person, and you face what is truth of the situation. I fucked up. And I say this all the time. It is not the worst thing in the world to simply just say, I fucked up. I was wrong. I hurt you. I betrayed your trust. I was in a position where I caused more harm with you than good. I made it so you had this, you felt unsafe. And sometimes that's all it takes. Does it mean that this person is going to forgive you? No, it doesn't mean that. But sometimes getting the acknowledgement from the person that hurt you goes very, very far. Goes very far. If I would have had that type of closure when I was younger, I feel like I would have been able to heal a lot easier. It took a little while longer for me to heal because I never got that acknowledgement that what happened was wrong. I was wrong. And a lot of the times, that's really all you need from somebody that hurt you. Sometimes that's all you really need to help that person move forward. Again, this does not mean that you're going to be fucking kumbaya with this person for taking responsibility. All it means is that you are not only acknowledging that what happened was, could have been avoided, or, that you were at fault, whatever, but you're helping that person get out of their own head, because people that experience trauma at the hands of another person will typically blame themselves. This happens, you see it a lot of the times with people that experience sexual trauma, or the victims will typically go through a phase of, what could I have done to avoid this? What could I have done to avoid this? Could I have not worn this outfit? Could I have not been as friendly? Could I have not been blah, 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 blah. And while being self-aware of your actions is a very good way to be safe, it's important. What I mean to say is that when victims go through these types of traumas, they blame themselves. What could I have done differently? And like I said, while doing those things, right, like being self-aware, being safe, making safe choices for yourself, being aware of your surroundings, will help you avoid certain situations, you cannot control another person. You cannot control how somebody is going to act around you. You can only control yourself. And victims of these types of situations will go through a period in time where they blame themselves. and they feel like they're at fault, right? But, for some reason, and I haven't really unlocked this, but for some reason, it just helps to hear from the person that hurt you, that they were wrong. What I did was wrong. What I did to you was wrong. Now, everybody, I am of the mindset that nobody hurts for no reason. A lot of the times, and I've talked to this with many friends, our traumas, if they're not dealt with, can cause collateral damage with other people. It's the mindset of hurt people hurt. And I really do believe that hurt people hurt. People aren't walking on this earth, shoulder checking and, yelling at other people and starting fights with people because they had a perfectly normal life full of zero traumatic experiences a lot of the time. And almost all of us have experienced traumatic situations. Does a traumatic situation mean that you are going to be in a situation where you're going to hurt somebody? No, not all the time. Everybody's different. Sometimes people that are in traumatic situations that don't deal with the trauma self-harm, right? Sometimes other people that don't deal with the trauma harm other people. Sometimes they do nothing and they get through it themselves. So, and there's, I'm sure there's an infinite amount of combinations of those. But when things aren't dealt with, a lot of the times with these types of people that are hurting, it's because they have stuff within themselves that they have not resolved yet, that they have not come to terms with yet, that they can't come to terms with yet. And I feel like a lot of people have heard of this before. When traumatic situations happen, sometimes our brains block out that experience. We completely forget about the experience. We act like it never happened because we don't remember. Our brain saw it fit to block that from our memory because it just seemed like the better opportunity to thrive emotionally. But see, it still causes issues. Now, the brain isn't a perfect system, clearly. But that happens with people. Sometimes people bury traumatic situations because their brain simply wasn't equipped to handle the fallout from that traumatic situation. It could cause a mental break. It could cause a number of things. But be aware. Be aware. And this is where the compassion chip kicks in. This is where the empathy chip kicks in, right? Hurt people hurt. They do. They do. I fully believe that. I mean, if anybody wants to debate me on this, you are more than welcome, but I really do believe that hurt people hurt. Does that make them the devil? No. No. Nobody. We're all just men and women. We are just men, right? Doesn't make anybody the devil. There are terrible people in this world that do terrible things. But there was always a beginning for those people. There was always a starting point. There's a starting point for us all. Nobody is born Damien from the Omen, right? We all make choices in our lives. And getting to the root of trauma with certain people is sometimes impossible. It is not something that can be done in this life. Perhaps. Maybe they just need to try again in another life. But remaining compassionate, and when I say that you're remaining compassionate, I don't mean that you need to be this tolerant individual that accepts every walk of life no matter what they do. You can hold compassion in your heart in the sense of just like, hey, you're fucked up. I don't ever want to be around you again. You're a terrible human being. But I realize that there's probably a reason for that. Go seek help. And sometimes that works. Sometimes that works very well for people. But again, we're going back to the root of that issue of being forgiving of yourself, being forgiving of others, realizing that we are all human. We are all human. All right? And we are going to make mistakes. We are going to hurt people. when we don't deal with our emotions, there is going to be fallout. There is going to be situations where we accidentally hurt the people that are closest to us or the people that don't deserve that kind of treatment. It's going to happen. We are not perfect beings. It's going to happen. That's where you take responsibility for yourself. You realize that you're not perfect, but you're going to try better. Realizing that you and you alone control your emotions. Other people can instigate and poke, right? And get you to a certain... But taking responsibility for your emotions and how you treat other people, how you treat yourself. And I say this all the time because I think it's really important. Not neglecting your health. Not neglecting the self-care. Showering, washing your hair, having a spa day, giving yourself a spa day if you can't afford to go to a fancy schmancy spa. Doing things that make you happy. I say that all the time and I'm never going to stop. Do the things that make you happy. I want to outline this. I'm not condoning anything illegal. If it makes you happy to murder other people, then go seek help. Go to therapy, maybe talk to somebody, and don't kill anybody. I'm talking about positive things. Showering, exfoliating, going out to the movies, taking yourself out to dinner, just sitting in the sun, going swimming, doing things that make you happy. If you can't afford to do the things that would make you ultimately happy, like going to fucking Disneyland or going to Miami or going to a spa, do smaller things. Think on a smaller scale. What would bring temporary joy? What would bring joy? Getting my nails done. Buying a little body scrub. Washing my face. Brushing my teeth. Making my bed, which is not made, as you can see behind me. But doing things that make you happy. Doing healthy things for your mind and your body. Reading, learning things. Being positive. Being empathic. Showing empathy. And there's we have turned off our empathy chip. There is a lot of apathy in this world because we think that if we turn off that empathy chip, that it's somehow going to make it easier to live with not only ourselves, but the things that other people do to us. And that, it doesn't work. I'm just here to tell you, it doesn't work. Long term and even short term, it is not a good choice. And you know what a good choice is? Facing yourself, looking in the mirror, looking at yourself and realizing, you know what? I'm going to come to terms with the things that I need to solve. I am going to analyze how I'm feeling right now. Not overanalyze, I'm going to analyze. How am I feeling right now? Am I feeling sick? Am I feeling happy? Am I feeling sad? Am I feeling depressed? Am I feeling struggled? Am I feeling stressed? Am I feeling like I'm overweight, underweight? Do I feel like I need more muscle? Do I feel like I need less muscle? Is my hair long, short? Is my skin breaking out? Analyze everything about yourself that's negative, that's making you feel negative. And talk it over with yourself. Within reason, talk it over with yourself. I have about 6 or 7 miniature therapy sessions with myself on a daily basis. Just talking about the things that upset me. Like, okay, I feel used by this person. I feel not cared about enough by this person because I cannot escape it, and I don't. You want to be okay with yourself. And you're not going to be okay with yourself all the time. I'm going to be honest with you. You are not going to be okay with yourself all the time. There's going to be a lot of times where you feel very not okay with yourself. Where you feel like a failure sometimes. Or you feel like giving up sometimes. And while that seems like the better choice sometimes, right, when you're in the moment, I can tell you it's not. It's not. Conquering that which tortures you is an amazing reward. And we've done it several times in our life We just thought that they were insignificant, so we don't really use those as an example. But we have conquered a lot of things in our life to get to the point that we are. And we can do that with any problem that we're faced with. Any problem. Any problem. Is it a problem? Yes. Can I solve the problem? No. Then don't worry about it. Is there a problem? Yes. Can I solve it? Yes. Then don't worry about it. Is there a problem? No. Then don't worry about it. We spend so much time in this society worrying about the shit that we have no control over. When really, we need to be focusing on the shit that we do have control over, which is ourselves, and how we're going to get to the places that we want to get to. That is what we have control over. We don't have control over our children. Not really, right? They're going to make whatever decisions they want. At the end of the day, when they grow up, they're going to be whatever adult they want to be, regardless of how much you want to control them. Your partners, you're not going to be able to control your partners. Other people, not going to be able to control other people. Control yourself. Control your emotions. When you have control over your emotions, you can conquer any situation that presents itself. Anger, lust, excitement, being in control of your emotions, not overly controlled, but realizing that, you know what, this does not require my attention. This does not require or elicit a reaction. Am I upset? Yes, I am very upset. What am I going to do about it? Absolutely nothing. I'm going to go and fucking stare at my ceiling, or I'm going to scream at my pillow, or I'm going to go for a run, or I'm going to, play some video games or do whatever the fuck I need to do to decompress that's healthy and not going to cause physical pain. Now, I want to leave you guys here today with I love you. I love you guys very much. Be kind to yourself. Realize that there's always a chance for forgiveness. Not with other people, but for yourself. Sometimes people are not going to be ready to forgive you if you've wronged them. But you can start down that path of forgiveness within yourself by changing how you do things. By upgrading your reaction level. By upgrading how you treat other people and how you treat yourself. Making that change within yourself to make that apology meaningful. And then just letting it go. You did what you need to do. And it's time to move on. You cannot beat a dead horse forever. Because you know what? Beating a dead horse is not going to change anything. It's not going to rewind time. It is not going to erase the past. But it could change your future in a negative way. And it could change your future in a positive way if you, take responsibility, forgive yourself, forgive them. It can level up your life. And you have the choice and the option to do things the right way. I love you guys. Again, I love you 3,000. Again, every Tuesday I'm doing solo episodes to talk about love, life, self-love, relationships, all that stuff. Sharing a little bit about myself with you guys that you don't already know. And yeah, if you're in the San Jose area or the Bay Area, Northern California, or even Southern California, I don't know if you guys even want to make the trip for something like this, I do have my art show coming up in August 20th. You can check it out on my website. I'll link it below. I'll link it in my description. It's also in all my social media Linktree apps. You can check it out. I hope to see all you guys there. I have an amazing collection, Angels and Demons. Super excited to have all of you guys see it. And yeah, I love you guys. Again, I love you guys 6,000 now. 6,002. 6,002. So yeah, we're groovy. We're getting, I'm going to make my bed, maybe. I don't know if I want to do it. Today's Sunday. I feel like today's a day to like soak in a bath and wash my hair, deep condition, maybe do a mask because I am breaking out, but I'm trying not to be hard on myself because it is what it is. But yeah, I love you guys. I can't wait to talk to you next weekend, next Tuesday, next Sunday, twice a week. That's the schedule. That's it. If you guys have anything that you want to talk to me about or anything that you want me to talk about or discuss, please feel free to message me on any of my social media, or you can, if you have my number, send me a text. But yeah, I'll see you guys next week. Bye.